It was a BBC. Um,
Oh yeah, was it?
Thank you guys. Good night.
That's
I'm out.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for checking out Insert Anime. This is the final grades for summer of 2020.
The grand finale.
Some hotness.
Yeah.
That happened.
Yeah, boys. I see what you did there. Some literal hotness. So we'll start off right off the bat. If you already watched our fall video, thank you. You might know what the first one is. It is Fire Force. It's rolling right through from summer to fall. It's going crazy. The last couple episodes were just amazing. It is going to get an S, where it went from an A to an A to an S. So it was steady, and then it just bumped up. It was just really good. I don't want to spoil too much, but the last like 5 episodes, they added so much story depth. They added some great fights. I was with it.
I only needed 1 second to make my grade.
That's fair.
That's fair.
That's fair. Well, Fire Force Season 1, I was definitely, like, hesitant. I was like, I don't really like the main character. But the fights were good, though, so I was like, it's fine. But now it's like, and the plot was like, bleh, but the plot now is, like, really coming together. Like, actually, things are happening that I'm like, ooh, okay, oh, shit, word? Like, and I don't hate the main character as much. Fire Asta is what I call him.
Well, the second to last episode that released as we're filming this, fucking so good. Like, it's one of 2 episodes out of this season, and I mean, like, not just this show, but like all the shows. It's one of the 2 episodes I've seen of this season that are perfect. And that and the other one that we'll talk about a little bit later just blew me away as far as stylistically. The directing of it was just phenomenal, and some of the best episodes of anime I've seen in a long time of any show.
It's well put.
Yeah.
It's just well put. Like I think Brandon brought this up before. Like when the fight scenes happen and when explosions happens and they like draw it. Like it's just really well done. Where sometimes
it's no freeze framing. Like it's hot.
Yeah, like every fight, and they had many. Like they only really had the first episode, which was like a welcome back episode, like kind of what's up, we're getting started, what's up, we're back, and then it was immediately like stuff. One chill episode, stuff. Like, and that's how good animes do it. I think they don't have too many fillers. Like they just get right to it. They, ain't got time for that shit. It was just really good. If you haven't watched Fire Force, you are just tripping. If you're watching this video, you're drunk. Go home and watch it. Turn this video off right now. Don't watch the rest of it. Just go watch it. It's got to ask it.
Just pause it.
No.
Then watch.
No. Come back to the video.
Yeah, put it in your queue.
Don't not watch it. And if you don't not watch it, then make sure you at least hit like.
Something. But it's
subscribe.
It's just really good. Fire Force, giving it an S. It's continuing. It already had like 12, 13 episodes this season. It's going to 24 episodes, so it's going to roll right into the fall. Catch up now. You won't be mad. I promise. There's nothing really bad to say. S is our highest tier until we come out with like triple S or something. I don't know. Like some Yu Yu Hakusho type demon shit. Next, we got ReZero Season 2. If you're not familiar, this is the Season 2, like I just said. It continued immediately from Season 1. It took no breaks. We are giving this anime an A. So pretty darn good. It went from an A to a B to an A, slowed off in the middle there. But it's just really well done.
Yeah. And this is the other one that I was talking about. So the second to last episode of this season was fucking perfect. Like I couldn't have wanted it to be any better. I believe me and Josh were talking about this like earlier in the week. We were talking about how like a great anime episode will make you feel like it was way longer than it should have been.
Yeah.
And this is the second to last episode. I could have sworn I watched it for 45 minutes. It was only 23, and I enjoyed every minute of it and every minute that didn't happen that I thought happened. It was a terrific. I was a little on the fence because it's a little on the low A side if you're not into some of the themes. But the second to last episode and the last episode really put me over that edge. Great anime. It is torture porn. So if you don't like crazy things happening to characters that you care about, then this is not for you.
Yeah, it's not like it's never mind. I was about to just ruin an anime. Yep. So let me not do that. ReZero, it was really good. Season 2. This season 2 is 2 parts. It comes out in winter again, I believe. Let me check. Yup, January 2021. So catch up now. If you haven't started at all, the first season did get broken up into hour-long episodes. You can just binge at once and then watch this season. Do it how you want. But again, ReZero, giving it an A. It's really good. It's the bomb diggity. Rolling on to a little bit of disappointment here. We got Sword Art Online Alicization War of the Underworld Part 2. This anime was a roller coaster. If you've watched it, you already know it. I don't understand. We're giving it a C, unfortunately. It got a B, and now it's the C for the finale, for the ending. I'll go quick and then just let y'all talk. We already agreed that this anime is super roller coaster the entire time. Like, it'd be like, hey, we're fighting. Oh, no, we're losing. Oh, hey, someone helped us. Oh, hey, repeat. But the way it ended was just blasphemy. Absolute absurdity.
Yeah.
And again, I don't want to ruin too much, but even the final fight with like Kirito, they didn't even animate that well. They animated Homie Who Slows Down Time's fight like bonkers. Like that fight, if you didn't watch our last summer video, I put that clip in there, and I'll put it in right now as well. It was just so well animated. And then Kirito shows up for the final boss fight, and they're just like, whatever. Just animate it like normal.
If you want to call it a fight, because most of it is a charge up.
It's just people doing the spirit bomb. They're like, Kirito.
That's pretty much what happened.
What do you guys think, though?
Its animation budget is
through the roof,
out of this world. No. But it's so empty as far as a show. Like Sword Art used to be like the anime. It was everything. It was the top tier. It had the emotions, it had the heart, it had the animation, it had the storyline, the characters, it had everything you want in an anime.
Yep.
Now the characters are just fucking cardboard cutouts of themselves, animated really fucking well. And I don't care what they're doing. I like, there's no attachment to what's going on. There's no attachment to any of the newer characters. And there's another anime like that in this season a little bit, but we'll get into that one.
If any of the characters in Sword Art died in the finale, if any of them did, I'm not saying if they did or didn't, but if any of them did, I would give no fucks. I wouldn't care.
I wouldn't care. Yeah. I would have just been like, good. Fucking thank you for
any
trying
of them.
At least to, shake things up. But it's like, it's just so bland. Like, despite the fact that every part of me wants to like the action scenes happening in this season, I can't, because I don't care. Like, it's just pretty, and that's it.
Well,
there's nothing else.
The time stop guy's fight was bonkers. That was really well.
It was a good fight, but I don't care about that guy, or the guy who was fighting.
That's fair.
Or the consequences of that.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. That is fair.
The directing of this entire season was atrocious. That guy should
be fired. Just be fired.
He should be fired. That's fine. Yeah, he should just be fired. He doesn't have to do that. He can just be fired. It's just, and the last episode, I don't even know what the fuck happened. It's just a thing occurred.
They immediately gave up and tried to set up the next season before even finishing the last season. They were just like, all right, and now Asuna's doing something.
So side note, they set up not the next season. They set up the season after that, because Sword Art has the season coming out of just Asuna.
Correct. That's what I was actually looking for now, because I believe that has a date already. It might be.
That's going to come out first. Yeah. So
it's gonna piss me off.
The next season of Sword Art is actually just the first season retold from
her perspective.
Yeah. So rough. Mostly a lot of bitching. I'm assuming that's what it's going to be, because I can't imagine her end of the story is as interesting as. Also, she already had her arc when she learned the pokey combo thingy.
That would be like retelling the Kanto region from Misty's perspective. It'd
Yeah.
just be her in the background bitching all the time.
This asshole hit my bike.
Stupid. And he destroyed my bike.
Yeah. It's really unfortunate, because I feel like only Tokyo Ghoul compares to disappointment from the first season to where it ended.
Yes, but I don't think that's fair because they didn't even keep their budget.
That's
At
fair.
least Sword Art kept their budget.
Yeah.
And increased upon it. Tokyo Ghoul's budget ended up being $5.33 by then.
And 33 cents.
And 33 cents. And that was just a snack for the animators to fight over while doing the last scene.
Yeah.
It was rough. 3 bags of bugles and they just fought to the death.
Yeah.
I mean, do you guys feel like although Sword Art is basically a religion over there, yeah. Do you feel as though they're just kind of milking it now, like they did, like they do with Dragon Ball?
I don't think so, because the manga's still going. Like, it has content. I just think the content's bad now.
Yeah, but I mean, those are two different like companies doing that. So, I'm assuming there's it's like a, what do they call that, Venn diagram? Sure, you have the manga fans, you have the anime fans, and then you have some fans who are fans of both. I'm assuming that the animation team, do they delve off of the manga like a little bit, or is it pretty much 1-to-1?
I'm not super familiar, but from what I've heard, it's pretty accurate. But they always skip some stuff.
I think what the real problem is the director. I think the animation team is doing a good job because all they're doing is sitting down and drawing, and from that standpoint, the show is still phenomenal to look at. I don't know. Maybe it's certain arcs are more difficult to adapt than others. So, I don't know if the director's different from the first season, or if he's in over his head or her head, or I'm not sure what the problem ended up being, but it seems like a directing issue to me. Like, there's nothing put into the story to make me give a shit.
By Alicization Part 1, they had me. I wasn't really upset. Like, I was like, okay, cool. Let's see how this ends. And then this part, it was literally fight, the good guys start losing, someone shows up to help, and repeat. Like, every time they started losing, I was like, all right, who's about to show up? Who's about to show up? And that was literally, you didn't even have to, like, worry. You knew someone was going to show up because it happened, like, 6 episodes in a row. And
there's no consequence anymore because they can lose half of their body and healing just happens magically immediately.
Yeah, somebody just walks up and, So, I don't know.
So the guy who did the first season did this season too.
He's tired. He needs to go to bed.
It could be a difficult arc to adapt. I mean, they shouldn't have made it 2 seasons for one. Because, like, I'll agree with Josh. The first half of the first part of this season, I enjoyed. I thought it was going somewhere really interesting. Then the whole tower climbing part of it can go fuck itself. I didn't care. And then this whole season is really just kind of like all wrap up without wrapping anything up.
Well, they had me even in this first part where this is going to spoil some stuff. It's not really from this arc, but it's at least like last season. After the big climax of the tower, the build up from like the good army is fighting the bad guy, like the big demon lord. I was cool with that kind of. I was like, all right, this is going somewhere. Like they got their top 5 demon army fighters, and the people that Kirito was fighting are now good guys, and now they're fighting. And I was into that. And then this part, like this last 10 episodes, is when I really was like, all right, get the lifeboat, get the life vest. I'm out. Ooh, abandon ship. Like I was over it. It just had nothing for me. Like whatsoever. But if you're into it, you're into it. Sword Art, Alicization, War of Underworld, Part 2. Giving it a C, which isn't really bad per se. It's just meh, especially for Sword Art. If you watch like Sword Art Season 1, you'd understand completely. But it is what it is, you know what I mean? So this one is very controversial. We're rolling towards the god of high school. We're going to give it a B. It went from a B to an A to a B. Now, the reactions in which you guys are about to hear are completely never heard of. We did not talk about... Some of these, like, we kind of text about and talk about. None of us said anything about this anime. I'm going to let y'all go first, I guess. Which one of y'all want to go first? I have good things to say, at least. Do y'all have anything good to say?
I have some good things, but I loved the fights. Thought they were great.
Yeah.
Thought all of the background character stuff that they set up on why some characters were the way that they were, super cool. I got very tired of them summoning Exodia to fall from the fucking sky. like these characters are supposed to be 10 times, 100 times, 1,000,000 times stronger than the participants of this contest or the fucking tournament. And all they do are they just hold their fucking hand up in the sky for the entire episode. And then I don't know if now that's shifted, without any kind of spoilers, I don't know if now that's shifted and like characters that were in the tournament are now stronger than those guys. Then there's the 6, and we didn't really get any information. Like, I'm just like,
you only saw 3 of them. You didn't even see a lot of them. Yeah.
And one of them did.
1 to 3, but
yeah.
I don't
think
know
we see 4.
Exact, it was 1, 2,
we saw 4. And then one of the characters, well, I can't give any spoilers, but like, no, I think we saw all of them.
You can say a little bit, just don't like reveal how it ended. Basically, is how I feel.
Yeah. I mean, like we saw a top hat dude do that crazy ish that everybody was like, whoa.
Oh, I forgot about him. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, we saw all 6 because one of the characters is one. They just didn't know he was one of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, it was so lackluster. I thought it was great. I thought it was really well animated, but like they started going this demigod route, and then it kind of like veered off into an even weirder demigod route, and I don't know. It needed to be longer. It really.
That's what I was waiting for one of y'all to say. I think this anime is it's 13 episodes. I think this anime they could have took the same amount of data that they had and made it like 20 episodes. I think the first half could have been the tournament, and the second half could have been what happened after. Because especially
to set up the second season, that isn't going to happen.
Probably, but the after got to high school, the tournament's over. There was like 3 episodes left. I think that should have been like 9 episodes.
Yes, they when they started titling the episodes like, I guess I could say the title of the episode. That doesn't really give it away.
Yeah, man.
They started doing like Fox God and then God. Like they were doing like the V/V type thing.
Yeah.
There were so many new characters introduced. You had like Pressure Point Dude. You got a Top Hat Guy. Like you had all these fucking characters. You could have done the way that they animate like fist fights, like real fights. They could have done some insane stuff. I'd have been so deeply invested in that show if they'd have done that.
I just think it needed to be longer. My biggest gripe, because I wasn't really mad at how it ended, per se. You know how I feel about CGI, and at the end they were like, "Hey, here's humongous CGI Exodia. Oh, and by the way, all you guys need something to fight. All right, here's a bunch of CG monsters as well." It turned into the Avengers.
Don't do anything other than like
fly around. I don't know what they do. Yeah, I don't know what they do. But that annoyed me. But the way it ended, I was okay, ish with it. Like for the most part, I was like, cool. They ended it with the plot twist. They ended it, or not spoiler really. They ended it with a possibility of another season, much like Tower of God did. Like you kind of get blue balls. Not as bad as Tower of God, but you do kind of get blue balls a little bit.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Tower of God was straight. You got edged.
More solid.
My biggest and I think I'm gonna get really let down for a second season, just because I think they spilled too many beans at the very last 2 minutes.
Yeah, it was just too short. They just kind of were like they were holding it in, and then they were just
they definitely like. No one in the world is gonna get this other than you, but they pulled the Danny C. They were like, we had to be there.
Yeah.
I just want to say the ending so badly, but like when they showed Homeboy tied up and he is like, I'm so sorry, but I know that you can do this.
Yeah.
Why did you have to like literally omit that sentence? And I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
That's that dude. That's that guy we've been.
Well, they hinted at it. I think I know what's gonna happen. They're gonna have to.
I already know what's gonna happen. He literally said it.
Pretty much, yeah. We'll see.
This is the one that I was talking about that is exactly like the season of Sword Art, where it's all great looking fight scenes and nothing. It's like playing a fighting game that you've never heard of, and you're not playing story mode. You're just getting your ass kicked on the couch by your friend who has played the game for years and knows all the characters and their backstories, and you're just like, what the fuck just happened to me? Why are you throwing angels? Like, there's no content to it. I think being longer would have helped. I think if they would have taken time to do some character building, I think that would have been great. I also would have preferred if the show would have just been a martial arts show. But I can forgive that because that was just an assumption that I had based on the first episode.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, it's so empty because they just keep throwing things at you. New characters, new abilities, new terms, and it's a little bit like the first John Wick movie with the coins, but like way worse, like dialed to 11.
Yeah, I just really think it needed to be like more episodes. It
needed 3. It needed 3 more episodes, because even in the last episode, when the final chick shows up and she's like, "Oh, I thought they would have explained all this to you." That's how I literally felt. Was like, I thought someone at one point would tell me what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. It's still, I mean, we gave it a B. It's not bad. It definitely was on track to be an A, possibly an S, but it had a lot of things hold it back a little bit. Definitely still watch it. It could still have a second season. It is made by Crunchyroll, so presumably Crunchyroll's got bank, so I'm assuming they'll do a second season. They ended it like it's going to have a second season. So The God of High School, we gave it a B. Let us know what you think. Did you think it was an A?
Shout out to Jumpsuit Kill Bill girl. The pouty lips.
Yeah, just didn't do it.
Who just shows up at the red.
Who I thought was going to have a larger portion.
Yeah.
Bro, yeah.
I love the Kill Bill.
The bathroom scene, I was like, okay, she's about to become like a main character. And then you don't see her until the end of the show, and then she's just getting spanked. And I'm like, fuck.
Yeah. Well, speaking of spanked, decadence. I don't know. I just thought that was funny.
Go ahead.
They spank Bubbles. I don't know.
The town is a giant hand.
Yeah, see?
There's ways you should have gotten there.
Yeah, right. So Decadence, it is going to get a C. It was a BBC.
Oh yeah, it was.
Thank you guys. Good night. I'm out.
That has to be the new intro right there.
Yeah.
Literally just
cut it out.
And now the episode starts.
We graded it a B, and then a B, and then a C. Fuck y'all. This anime, the biggest thing that stands out to me is the animation still. It's just really, really, really well animated. Yeah, they do a humongous plot twist in like the 3rd episode, where it was the second episode where you find out. Should I say it? I won't say it. Yeah.
No, don't say it.
Yeah, it was a huge plot twist that changes completely the whole, everything of the anime.
I feel like if you haven't watched the second episode of the show,
break. We don't have to say what happens, but you can say what the plot of what happens in the second episode.
So it seems like this anime is going to be like an Attack on Titan clone, where people live in this, motorized city and these beasts attack them, which is accurate. But what is actually happening is they're in the Matrix, kind of, sort of, but not really. The people don't know that they're not real. Well, they're real, but they're being manipulated by
You're doing a terrible
like websites. Y'all got it. Sure, I don't know.
Yeah, so they're real people living on a real planet, but aliens are using, I would say, some sort of like android technology to live among them.
All right. You both gave it your best shot, and I appreciate it. In fairness, the anime is complicated as shit as far as not making any sense.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Because they don't, like,
Finish
die,
it, Rob.
So they have to be android.
Okay, so what the anime is about, like Josh said, it starts off as an Attack on Titan clone for the first episode, and you're like, okay, this is an Attack on Titan, but it's interesting, I'll give it a shot. In the second episode, you find out that at some point in the past, humanity was attacked by these monsters, and they wiped out most of the people. So humans started creating cyborg servants in order to take the jobs and functions of people that were killed. Eventually, the cyborgs were higher in population than people, and they took over the planet and somehow bought the rights to people. And then they create what basically amounts to a real-life video game where they create these avatars for themselves that look human, and they go into the last human city, or presumably the last human city, Decadence, to fight these monsters like a video game. But it's all taking place in reality, and real humans die, but the cyborgs don't care.
Yeah, the Matrix.
Because their avatars make them like immortal, basically. So that's what it's about. But it's as interesting as that kind of sounds. It's not very good.
Yeah.
Per se.
It doesn't do anything to grab you.
Animation style for the cyborgs too, which is odd.
That is so weird. Yeah, it takes you. Yeah, when you're in cyborg world, it turns into like the DNA guy from Jurassic Park.
Or Dead Leaves, which ruined it for me.
I never watched it.
Literally, they're ripping it off so hard.
Yeah.
Like,
I watched the trailer for the Dead Leaves thing he was talking about. It literally like same exact like palette, same premise, squishy people, like very odd.
Yeah, if you're into it, I say give it the first 4 episodes, and if you end up liking it, it might be your cup of tea. But we're gonna give it a C, very neutral. Didn't do anything bad, but didn't do anything to wow anybody. To be honest, that's Decadence for you. Yeah, Rob, what's up?
And it broke the rule of anime.
Son of a bitch.
And if this is a spoiler, cut it out. But I don't think it is necessarily. But
I'm not gonna cut it out, so you can say what you want.
That if something is shaped like a piece of a giant robot, it will inevitably be part of a giant robot. And that doesn't happen.
Sons of bitches.
So,
they didn't Voltron?
No.
Like, that's clearly a foot.
Really thought they were going to. But yeah, Voltron is a prime example. If something looks like legs, it's going to be fucking legs.
It's
like,
going to transform. Yeah, it's fair. Cool. But yep, Decadence, we're going to give it a C. Let us know if you like it or if it is deserving of its title. Now we got Rob's favorite anime of the season. My love is comedy, is romantic, is a joke, isn't it funny? I'm never going to learn that title because it's too long, but Rob, send it off because you're the only one that watched it.
Okay. This is going to kind of be a lengthy explanation, but it wasn't good.
You're done.
Woo!
Cool.
All right. Yep.
It was not a good, way to wrap up the story.
Yep.
Maybe it took too long. I don't know.
Yeah, it got a D, by the way.
It got a D. It deserves a D. I wouldn't say it fails.
I was going to say, is it fail or a D?
It's a D. It's not terrible, and the ending is actually fine. It's just the rest of the season is just... You're just waiting to get to the end of it just for the closure.
Yeah.
If you're a fan of the first 2 seasons. So, which I was a fan of the first 2 seasons a lot.
Right.
And this is just me limping to the finish line, more or less. So
that's fair. Totally respectable. Cool. Don't watch it, basically. If it gets a D, I'm just going to say don't watch it. So yeah. On to something you should watch, and it's been out for 1,000 years, but we still wanted to talk about it. Great Pretender. AAA, AAA. Fix your tire on the road. It was solid. It was just solid. Great animation, great color palette, great story.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's still an A. I'm not gonna S it because S is like I'm yelling at the streets like to my neighbor, go watch it right now. Like, are you crazy? Like if somebody was like, hey, I didn't watch that, I'd be like, oh yeah, you should watch it. S is like, yo, you're not watching it. Why are you not watching it? That's the difference to me.
Right.
But it is still
Especially
very
take
good.
away the Netflix portion of it that makes it easy for people.
Yeah, it's super easy to watch. It's on Netflix. You could watch it in sub, dubbed, English, any other language that Netflix provides. It's a really good anime about like a con man who meets another con man that's just better, and drama ensues. If that doesn't do it for you, too bad. Watch it. Did you guys want to add anything on that one? Rob, you look like you want to say something. I don't know.
That's just the way my face is shaped.
Oh,
no, I really
okay.
enjoyed it.
Facts.
I agree with everything you said. It was pretty concise. It's a beautiful looking anime, very stylistic, which I think it needs. I think without that, it would just be a con artist anime, and I don't think I would have liked it as much. But the style really pushes it over that edge for me.
Yeah.
Storyline's really good. Lots of good twists and turns that you want out of like an anime about con artists. And it's more than anything, which is something I guess I'll give it credit for because we don't get this a lot in the world of anime. It's fulfilling. Like there's a clear-cut story with a beginning, middle, and end, and that's not common. Definitely not this season, and it's not very common.
Yeah, not really
throughout the anime world at all. So, it's a great show, and it ends well. That's all I got. Yeah.
Completely agree. On to the very last one on our list, which is perfect. And Rob said it. I also think this one had a very good beginning, middle, and end. Not middle and
whatever order. Yeah.
We got Balance Unlimited, Funds Unlimited, whatever you want to call it. I've seen a couple interpretations. This one we're gonna give it a B. It got a B all throughout, pretty much. It did get shut down for a little bit because everything going on in the world, then came back on, and it just went right through. It was awesome. Quick summation. Guy's a detective on some hard times, meets a guy who's kind of a detective but just balling out rich, and they become like a cool little buddy cop duo. The one guy's just rich and kind of an asshole. The other guy cares a lot ish, I guess, right? But it was just really good. I don't want to ruin too much of the plot, but it kind of doesn't get a plot till episode like 6 or 7, so it is arguably slow at first because it is very buddy copy for the first like 4 episodes. It's just like kind of like heist, like not heist, cases the first couple episodes, right? And then it gets its plot, and that's where I really was like, okay, cool, and I like just went crazy watching it. What do y'all think?
I really feel like this could have just been a movie. I feel like
okay, I can see that. I can totally see that. Yeah, that's
like
fair.
Just a part 1 movie, like, you know what I mean? Because there was a good chunk in the beginning where it's like they could have just done like a couple of days worth of cases together and then like kind of ramped things up. But
yeah,
I actually preferred when it was the cases.
Yeah.
Because things got a little out of hand when the storyline came into it, as far as like he's not just rich at that point. Like there's things that they don't explain from like a technological aspect. I won't go into it, but it's like a lot of things don't match, and it's like way beyond oh don't worry about it, I have money, and that's the excuse that the show uses for like everything. It's like, oh yeah, I can call a meteor down.
Balance Unlimited.
Yeah. But it was good. The animation's great. The character designs are really good. I like it conceptually more than I like it as a show, and I agree with Brandon that I think that it would have worked better as a movie. But I don't know. I think tonally it shifts too much because you have the beginning, which is all set up, and they set it up really nice, and then they have what seems like filler, but it's really just more of the beginning lasting too long, and then you have the actual storyline, which also feels kind of separate from the rest of it. So
yeah, that's fair. I do. Would you guys at least agree? I feel like it ended. Like I don't think it's gonna get a part 2 or anything. It just ended well. I felt complete watching the end of it. I was like, cool.
It had an end.
Yeah. That's why I kind of think it would have been a better. That's why I kind of think it would have been a better movie at that point.
I do agree. If I popped up in
they
OVA,
were so different from each other. You know what I mean? Like the parts were so different from each other.
Yeah, or even if it popped up as like an 8-episode OVA, I would have been like, cool, because that's a movie at that point, pretty much, almost. Yeah. It's like an hour and 40 minutes or something. But yeah, I liked it a lot. It was a B. It's if you're into that kind of genre, cop, detective, buddy cop, low key mystery, nothing too like no Death Note. Like there's so much going on to solve, but it still was a little bit of a mystery. It was good. It was definitely well thought out ish, and I will definitely recommend it to people. So definitely gonna get a B. Yo, summer's over. That's a wrap. That's a wrap, guys. So I mean, let us know. Let's have a moment of silence. Press F in the chat for No Guns Life Season 2 and Gibeat. They're gone. They died. They did not make it. They did not pass this season. Everything else we just went over. Let us know in the comments what you thought of Fire Force, if Sword Art, like all of it. Just let us know what you think. What if there's any animes you think should be added. Anything whatsoever.
Give us your best explanation on what the hell is happening in some of these universes, like Decadence. Give us your best explanation on the universe itself.
Yeah, let us know. But that's just about wrapping it up. The fall video is already out. Go back. It came out a couple days ago to go take a look. In a couple weeks, we will have the mid-season grades for this season, as well as the Demon Slayer movie, which comes out in like 25-ish days. So get ready. There's a lot of content coming. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. Let us know in the comments, especially what you thought of everything. That's what I really look forward to if that ever happens. But thanks for watching, guys. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Don't forget, BBC.
Bye.